Ahoy hoy! Welcome to the Dragon's Tome. I'm your host, Jack. With me, I have two, I don't know what you'd call roustabouts, ne'er-do-wells, um,
Invalids.
my
That's the
assistants.
word I was thinking of.
We are doing Dragon Magazine from 1 to whenever we decide to stop. We go through, we do a couple articles, we do an ad or two, and then we get out of here. So,
Pat's turning off lights.
This is
hey,
what's around with the lighting. I am recording from less than favorable conditions.
But he did it. He's a trooper, unlike me.
that is true. The
Well,
elephant in the room is Pat is
unlike you, my hostel has Wi-Fi.
Pat is currently getting a colonoscopy. So at some
As
point,
we
the
speak.
doctor will, as we speak. Okay, so the show must go on, and I think we're looking at Dragon Magazine 185. It's September of 1992. What do you boys think about the cover?
Brahm.
I love Dark Sun art.
Yep. Brahm at his bestest. He's showing off. This is Bloodweaver.
Yeah, this is the classic Dark Sun look
Yeah.
and guy.
Yeah, he's one of the
Yeah.
main guys. Oh, Jack's already pre-gaming here.
This is the game. Like this is current gaming.
Current gaming. Yeah. It's just a classic Brahm picture. And it is great.
I agree. They're going full court press on the Dark Sun, and who can blame them?
Good times. Good time.
Good times.
Good timing.
Okay. So, like I alluded to before, we're going to go into the bowels of the magazine, much like Pat's doctor is now going into the bowels of his intestinal tract. Oof.
Woof.
Um, so, how about we, Rob? Why are you shaking your head?
Because you fainted.
I did
Oh.
fake faint.
Ooh, got the vapors.
Got the vapors. I went to my fainting couch. I clutched my pearls at the sight of Pat's intravenous. So, how about Rob? How about you start with your first article in this magazine?
I'll tell you right now, I got about 30 articles, so get ready.
How
Cool.
could you possibly? I could barely get one together.
Well, it's good. I'll make up the time that you're not going to have. First of all, we'll go to page 8 for the editorial because that's what we do. This is Roger E. Moore answering angry letters, which is kind of fun. His first letter, people were mad about the space whales on the cover for some reason. Like, he's like, we've had all covers of all different things, and people got mad about space whales. It was like such an odd thing to get mad at.
If you go back,
enjoyed the first one.
the two of you were pretty anti-space whale as well.
I don't think
No,
we're
of course
anti-space
not.
whale. I don't think I was anti-space whale. I was just saying they ripped it off from the
I definitely wasn't
Brood. The other one is the second letter he gets is somebody complains that AD&D second edition is too easy to read, and it's no like barrier to entry anymore. So it's not just for the smart kids, and he's mad that children can understand it and play it now. And
That's
Yeah.
the dumbest thing I heard in my life.
yeah, and Roger attacks him for being an ageist person.
Well, first of all, I don't think it was too easy to read. It's just because you had D&D and A&D to build upon.
Well, it's just better
mean, like-
organized. That's all it is.
Well, there's
I
that
was-
too, right?
I was gonna say it was a stream of conscience how Gary Gygax did the layout of the manuals, and it was conscientiously made more accessible because no one wants to struggle when they're trying to learn rules. No one.
Unless it's D&D, then it's just part of the game. The next one is one guy says that Sage Advice is useless because he reads all the books as a GM, unlike everybody else, and that you're an idiot if you don't understand the rules, and that Sage Advice is just for stupid people. And Roger quotes Gary Gygax saying that the DM has the final say, but Sage Advice is just there to help DMs with parts that are in the book that don't make sense or aren't clear enough or contradictory. There's a lot of contradictory stuff in these books. So
That was a very egotistical saying. Like he's the only one that's smart enough to read the rule book and not have questions.
you can understand the kind of person that would be. You can picture that guy.
That guy's definitely a rules lawyer.
Well, he's a rules GM. And last guy, he's the most offensive. You ready for this one? This last guy is mad that there's LGBTQ gamers. He doesn't call them that because that's a new term, but pretty much says he's mad that there's gay people playing the game. and Roger's like, I don't care what your personal background is. I don't care what your color of your skin. I don't care anything. As long as you're having fun playing the game, we don't really care. The only thing we care about is marketing. That's the only thing.
The guy's having a stroke now, I bet.
Yeah.
He's been long dead.
Yeah.
Because canonically he'd be dead, but also
actually
someone that miserable and angry, the hypertension alone would have.
No, I'm telling you right now, he's living a happy life with his husband, and he finally came out of the closet, and he accepted that gay people are around. So he was mad at himself, not at them.
Yeah, and all it took was him being a...
Still 92, I mean, there's still a little struggle for the gay guys and the lesbians in 92, but it wasn't like 1970s like what this guy is spouting.
No. This was definitely behind the curve. The curve came back around, unfortunately, but...
Yeah.
And it is America-centric.
It did a full circle.
Yeah.
Did a full circle.
It is America-centric, too, because I believe this year or the next year, Rob and I were at a gay wedding, a legal Canadian gay wedding, so maybe it took a few extra decades.
He's meeting in 1992, not like recently.
No, right. I'm saying, the rest of the world didn't have this mindset as much.
Yeah, wow.
Either. So
I think most people in the States probably don't either. It's just a few bigots.
A little sliver of people
at the time. Now it's a large sliver. It's changed. So it's the wonderful world of Disney. That's the editorial. It's just Roger's just getting mad and making fun of these idiots who write in. So it was kind of funny. He must have been just so sick of these stupid letters that he's just like, I'm going to make fun of them. He never does say their names. He could have really shamed them by actually calling their names, but he just calls them by their first letter.
He could have what we call doxed them.
He could have doxed them. Yeah, for sure. He could actually put their shit on there. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, Patrick, what do you say you give us your first article?
All right, let's go to page 13.
13. I tried.
New weapons forged in the Dark Sun setting.
This was one of mine too. So that takes Jack. It's getting better. This was one of mine.
This is one of mine, so it's getting even better. I don't have
it's getting worse.
No, it's getting better. I can sit back and relax.
And so basically, it's just a list of weapons found in the Dark Sun campaign. I feel like all of them seem very brutal, which as it should be.
Yeah.
During the campaign setting. So, I do like the fact that it gives you. It works with second edition rules, of course, because it gives them a list of bonuses you get when you're proficient with them, and then if you specialize in them, the bonus you get for that, and also what they're made out of normally too, which is kind of nice in a historical sense. So you can try and put one together. I mean, these all seem pretty innovative weapons, with the exception of probably of this Crusher and whatever this other thing is called.
I just like that every single weapon has a picture drawn by Brahm. Like, he went all out. Yeah. He drew every single one, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think this Crusher and this Daichi are kind of Oriental style weapons back in the day.
My only question is, these are weapons for Dark Sun, and you assume it says, these are it doesn't say these are weapons that aren't included in the manual, but when you scroll down, some of them are from the artwork we've been seeing for a full year. And if you scroll right down to the ad that follows, you can see the one guy's got the nunchucks, the grappling hook nunchucks, and the other one's got the spear. So the inclusion of these weapons here, it's not like it's an omission in the manual, I can't imagine, or I just don't know why they're here.
Yeah,
in the magazine.
is it an addition or something that was left out of Dark Sun that they forgot to put the weapons in? Or?
I don't think it's an addition. I think it's maybe more uh probably more of a expansion of the thing because you don't get this proficient and specialization bonuses in said campaign book, I would guess.
Yeah, they're just fleshing it out more and maybe
Yeah,
adding a few
probably.
more,
That would
and
be my guess.
maybe all the pictures are new
Uh,
so that you get pictures of everything.
they're all guesses because I never played Dark Sun, even though I wanted to.
No.
I had the campaign, but I never really read it. So, I
Yeah, I'm curious if anybody has actually played the game, if these were in the campaign, or if it's just like Pat thinks it's
think it
expanded.
is
Or...
because it does say in the beginning, it gives you a page number on the Dark Sun rule booklet, page 51, the Master Weapons Materials Guide, or Master Materials Guide, I think that says, yeah. I do like the gouge, though. It's like a weapon that you can kill someone with, and then when you're done, it's a shovel to bury them with.
Yeah, that one looks funny because it looks like a drill.
Yeah.
It does look like a miner would be
Yeah.
using it to, in a sci-fi setting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but the art, it's so good to, especially with these weird weapons, it's good to be able to picture them because they can describe them all you want, but then to actually see a picture of every single one
and these
is
are
very important.
Great sketches.
Yeah.
Great sketches from Rob with these weapons. Gives you a good eye for what they look like and what you're working with.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Exactly. Okay. Well, that was mine as well. So I'm going to have to go to my second pick here. Well, let me see here. Page 90, please.
90. This was one of mine, I think, too, isn't it? Was it? No, it
The
was
game
not.
Lizards.
Not one of mine.
They're not one of mine.
The game Lizards. Now, it's a William W. Connors is talking
We'll
about.
say it's one of my ads, though.
Yeah, I think it was one of my ads, too.
Because there is a nice ad in this 2-page full color in the magazine. So, this is like a hey, I'm the person who designed the game, this new game, and he does like the hey, my background is doing this, tunnels and trolls. I what he wanted to do with the game, what was important to him, who was cracking the whip to get him to do his job. All good. Like if you're gonna make a introductory article, it's the way to do it. A little self-deprecation, a little bit of a little history, and then what your plans are. And the game is in for sale because you can see the ads and you can see them like that. I wanted you just to zero in on. He mentions how all of the information is on the already available cards. And if you look at the picture right under instructions, you can see those are cards.
They look just like, yeah.
They are the trading cards.
They are like it's the trading cards whole cloth. You can see they use the standard D&D dice. You wouldn't want to. That's iconic. Now at this point, people they see those crazy dice and they go, "Oh, what's that's obviously Dungeons and Dragons." Whether Dragon Quest immediately says Dungeons and Dragons or not. And then finally, you go down to the bottom of the board at the picture, and those miniatures, it's hard to tell here what they are, but they don't look like the ones from the Dungeon board game. Remember, Dungeon was the...
I love Dungeon.
No, these
precursor.
are all new ones. I think in the ad that we'll eventually get to, I'm sure, it does say that it's a bunch of Raul Partha. I think it's Raul Partha miniatures that it comes with.
Yeah.
It does claim, hey, you get free miniatures, and in my mind, no
We'll
one...
see. I don't remember this game at all.
No one falls for the, hey, we've added something free. No, you're paying for it.
Wow, it was a $7 value. That's what it said.
For free. Free, right.
Yeah, it's funny that we've never seen this game at like Games Plus or somewhere. It's kind of strange.
Well, then the two of you jumped right to my point. It's got the trading
Slick.
cards. It's a board game. It's got everything. I've never seen this game in the wild.
Yeah, it's weird.
Not once.
It looks like a big game too, like big box. Nice. Look at the board.
It is a big
nice,
game.
nice.
I did look
glossy.
for it online, and I will say it's more than 99.
Yeah, it's probably pretty rare then. It probably didn't get too many made. Maybe that's it. It was a limited release. Maybe it wasn't worth it for them. They started making them and they're like, oh crap, this costs a lot more than we can make out of this.
Or they were planning on banking using the cards, and then all of a sudden Spellfire and Magic came out.
Yeah, that's another thing. This was literally the year before Magic destroyed everything, so it could be that they're like, oh, drop this. Board games are nothing. Card games are everything. Let's put everything into Spellfire.
It's working on Spellfire.
Yeah, it could be one print run, and they're like, okay, never mind. Let's do something else. Yep.
And they do say that the shareholders were saying we need to broaden our, our appeal to like more people. Sometimes board games just attract board game players,
especially this kind of board game. It's very D&D board game. Like it's like you say, Dungeon. It's if you play Dungeon, you probably want this one. But other than that, is it going to attract too many other people? Probably not.
And if
I could find this cheap, I might pick it up.
Well, I'm sure next time you go to Games Plus, it'll be there all of a sudden because we just talk about things and it shows up. So.
But yeah, like what showed? Oh, that the black box showed.
Yeah, the black box D&D we never even knew existed until we started to. We talked about it, and then it was at Games Plus. In where is it? What's the place it's in?
Mount Prospect.
Mount Prospect, Illinois. They should sponsor us because we talk about them all the time.
We don't want sponsors. We don't want ads. We don't want monetization. We don't want sponsors, and we don't want comments. That's the rules.
Oh, Jack is everything we don't believe in. Is what Jack says. He's the antithesis of what we want. He's our shadow to our light.
I'm the good boy.
You're in charge also, Drinky.
I'm parched. I'm here suffering. The two of you just sitting there, reclining in a bed, getting polyps removed. Rob, you're there. I don't know. Lecherously, like a Cenobite, moving your mouth. Okay. So that was my article. Number 2. What's your second article?
Did you just call me shit?
No, I did not.
We're going to page 66.
Appreciate this fecal humor.
Oh, you just called me
Did
number
you say
2.
66?
Order 66. Role playing reviews 1. What?
No, I left this for you.
Rick Swan. This is Rick Swan doing reviews. He's the regular reviewer. He just reviews Horror at the Orient Express and Solaris 7 Battletech box set, which is one of the original ones I owned. And so he just goes through both those, plus Dark Sun, but we don't care about Dark Sun. We are currently playing through Horror at the Orient Express. It's hard to say.
Yep.
He says, gave it a 5. Yeah, he gave it a 5. He says calls it a work of art and like pretty much the best thing that's ever been published. So it is true. It is, and that's the original edition. The new edition's even better. So
yeah.
So obviously everybody who plays Call of Cthulhu probably has either played it or knows about it. So that's nothing new. Solaris 7 is the BattleTech box set that is the arena version of BattleTech. Sort of. It kind of works with both MechWarrior and BattleTech to try to flesh out the world of Solaris so you can do betting and stuff. He likes it. He says it's a little surfacey, but it's he likes how the FASA product quality is stepping up since the old Star Trek days. He says now they're all slick and great art and everything, which is true because they put out enough stuff that you think they'd get it right eventually. So, but BattleTech is Solaris 7 is a one near and dear to my heart because it is one of the first ones I got. I think City Tech was the first, and Solaris 7 might have been the second. Anyways, good old Rick Swan, good reviewer. Spoilers for the next time I get to talk because we're going to go to another discussion. But anyways, that was all I had to say about these ones.
Okay, we'll leave that cliffhanger there where Rob named someone twice, made sure to enunciate, then the turn is going to be vicious. He's going to off a table his full 200-pound weight right down on Rick Swan's neck.
No, Rick Swan's the man. He's good.
Rick Swan.
Oh, I misunderstood. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to guess what the chef's cooking in that kitchen. Okay, So, do we have a second article from young Patrick?
Yes, let's go to page 20.
20. Back.
Mastered yet untamed. The more beasts for Dark Sun. Look, Braum did all the art on this one too, which is kind of cool. And they come in monster compendium form. I feel like these things are starting to come now. But some of these are really cool monsters. Like my favorite is this Dirk or this Drick. Like a customizable tank because it's got a meltable hard shell thing. You can melt it and
Poor
shape it
guy.
whatever you want.
Poor little guy.
But you can roll it around and just ride on it. Put 100 guys on the back. 30 guys in the back. You can melt the shell so it's armored up. You can put a ballista on there. But yeah, all of these are just weird-looking creatures, though. I mean, as you would see, expect from a desert-type world.
Yeah, it's very deserty in Dark Sun. So, I think the very first thing, the Bazrag, he's so cute. Look at how cute he is.
These little puppies, they're domesticated. They didn't used to be domesticated, but now they.
It's because he's so goddamn cute. Look how cute he is. How big is he? 2 feet, perfect.
I know they're different styles, but when I was looking through here, it reminded me of Brian Froud, who did Dark Crystal.
Mm.
When you see his sketches and his...
Yeah, I can see that.
It's got a lot of the same... I'm not going to say inspirations, but you could see they're both creative in the same way, and yet they've gotten their like opposite directions of how it's been like.
Yeah, one's fun and light, and the other one's dark and full of slaves.
And you can decide which is which.
Which is which, yeah. Maybe it isn't that different.
Because, spoiler, yeah. They've got a brand for the Dark Sun universe, and they've gone full. TSR decided full. This is how it's going to look. This is how it's going to feel. This whole cloth. This is going to be the Dark Sun world.
Well, they also did a smart thing, and it's all Braun. Like they don't have other people doing it. Like it's just him.
Right. Like this is it. This is Dark Sun.
Yeah. They're like, we have this concept. We're not going to have some people doing. Okay, it's similar, and like even Dragonlance wasn't all. Who was it? Larry Elmore did a lot of things but it wasn't all just him. Like it was a bunch of other people. But this is like clearly we're just doing Braun. It's his style. It's his like vision almost of. I don't know if he must have been on it right from the beginning. I assume the art influences so much.
Like it because it feels like it's all the same, right?
And it's just the art influences so much of the game too. I think that he had to be right there from right to the beginning. I would assume. Anyways.
Okay. Now we already did my second, so
you don't have a backup.
I guess I'm gonna swing back around to Rob and offer to take my slot. And if you don't have anything, that's fine. We can go to Pat.
I've got a rant. Oh, what? Oh.
Hello.
This is tense. He's about to be murdered in his room. We're going to leave this in. We're leaving this in.
All right, whose turn is it? Go.
We're going to page 84 for my rant. What happened to Jack? Jack, you all right?
I thought we had paused for a moment, so I was just adjusting my chair.
Stop. We're not pausing. We're doing it live.
Oh, we're going through. Okay, let's keep going.
84. We're going to go into my rant because this is Role Playing Reviews 2. And it's all about Cyberpunk. And this is by Alan Varney. Remember that name, because he's going to get some vitriol from me. So Alan Varney here.
From this episode or next episode?
Oh, this episode, right now. Because
he's going to get some from me next episode.
Oh, really? That's good. I'm glad we have a new arch villain for our show. So Alan Varney here thinks he knows what real Cyberpunk is. He goes on his big rant at the beginning about how all these Cyberpunk games are not Cyberpunk because it's not what the cyberpunk fiction's about. just because he's friends with one guy who wrote a book that was not dystopian cyberpunk, he's like, cyberpunk's not supposed to be dystopian. Obviously, cyberpunk's dystopian. We know that now. It's been decided. But yeah, so he's really mad that all his games are dystopian. Yeah, so cyberpunk is dystopia. Sorry to break that to you. Although, some people like it. It doesn't mean it's not a bad place to live. He also says he's going to review these books even though he thinks they're misguided. He's going to deign his presence on these books. He kind of shits on. He goes on to talk about Cyberpunk 2020. Kind of shits on Mike Pondsmith, saying that his only good thing he did was the life path system. Otherwise, and the graphics of the games. But otherwise, he just steals a lot of other things from everybody else. I was like, really, asshole? And then he calls character classes archaic, and he thinks it's stupid to have character classes in a game. And he makes fun of the writing style of Cyberpunk, which is all like in the universe and very like using a lot of euphemisms and slang and stuff. He makes fun of that. Says it's just stupid and it's like childish. And for the supplement, for the Night City supplement for Cyberpunk, he says it gives too much information. It's too detailed in the describing the city. I'm like, what is this guy on? He's on drugs, I think. And then he talks about the Hackers RPG, or I think it's an RPG, I guess, yeah, from Steve Jackson games. And first of all, he starts to say he claims that he gave Steve Jackson this idea back in 1984, and that Steve at the time was I'm not interested in this. And only later he comes back and it's like, oh yeah, I'm making it now. And he offered it to him, but he obviously didn't want to do it because he's too good for it or something. I don't know why he didn't do it. But once again, he just kind of rants about this game, and I don't know. He at first I was like, oh, maybe he's friends with Steve Jackson, but I'll get into that. In the short and sweet section, there's like at the end, there's a short and sweet section about all just random games he talks about. He insults more game designers in there, and just like really shits on people. And he's just a real jerk, and he has delusions of grandeur, like he thinks he's the best shit. So I was like, who is this guy? And I did look him up.
Okay, good. Because if you didn't, I was gonna be like, we gotta find this guy. We gotta see what Alan Varney Games did, or
he didn't do much. That's all I'm saying. But to have this many delusions of grandeur, he didn't do much. He did design games for Steve Jackson, including parts of Tune and Paranoia, some kind of Paranoia handbook or something like that. I did look up his Wikipedia, and most damning of all, he's part of a juggling society. I think that says it all.
No.
But at some point, he must have had a falling out with Steve Jackson because he berates the new Tune supplement in the short and sweet, and he says it's a desecration of Tune and painfully unfunny. And on the way out, he takes a shot at Paranoia, which the new Paranoia that's come out, which the other reviewer in this magazine reviews that Paranoia that our good friend back we talked about before, Mr. Rick Swan, our friend Rick Swan, the good guy. He said that Paranoia supplement was really funny, and the Tune supplement was really funny. He reviewed, I think it was the Tune one he reviewed, and it's a bunch of just quick hits, and like it's making fun of the rest of the game industry. Like there's a cyberpunk one, there's like a mech one, there's like it's Tune making fun of all the other things. And so Swan said it's hilarious, but this guy, of course, it's horrible because he didn't write it, kind of thing. And it sounds like they fired his ass, and he was just bitter about it. So, and he wrote some books and he wrote some fiction and stuff, but other than that, he hasn't done much. So, fuck you, Alan Varney, and I hope you're alive so you can hear this. You're an asshole.
It sounds like that he hates any kind of shorthand when trying to do anything. Like character classes are a shorthand for like, oh, this is the type of person they are. Let's get going. Oh, we're in a dystopian future and the people talk like this because it's the dystopian future. Like it just sounds like he was just nitpicking. It could be.
I think he was bitter, and he also, like the whole cyberpunk thing, it's because he lives near one of the guys who wrote a cyberpunk novel, and the cyberpunk novel this one guy wrote, which I've never heard of this guy, was like a not dystopian. It had like a happy ending, and there's like a princess and stuff in it, and I'm like, it doesn't sound very cyberpunk, first of all. And he also makes fun of Cyberpunk 2020 for not having magic in it, like Shadowrun. I'm like, it's a different game. Like it's not supposed to have magic in it. It was, he's just an idiot. But yeah. he really pushed my buttons, and I just wanted to call him out. So thank you for giving me that platform.
Okay.
And I can't decide if I wish he's dead or I wish he hears this. I'm up in the air.
Well, maybe he's listening to this on his deathbed, and you can get both wishes simultaneously.
Oh, if I could be responsible for his last dying breath.
His heart rate going up and up and up, and then
flatlines.
Yeah,
that's what I hope. I hope he's dead.
His
after hearing this,
palliative care nurse looks down and goes,
"That got dark. I think I went too far." Anyways,
I'm all for it.
That was my little rant. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I gave Rob mine, but Pat, since you are an invalid, you are being kept alive by various tubes and juices and artificial means,
necrotic fluids.
I'm gonna. Is Jeffrey Combs injecting you with green glowing goo? And if so, I'm gonna give you a freebie. You can do 3 articles this week.
Oh,
let's go to page 28 then.
As a dying wish, he gives him a free article. I never got shit.
Well, when you were in the hospital, you said, "You know what? We're just going to skip a week. Everyone will understand." That's better than what this asshole's doing right now.
Forcing us to.
Because now, if I fall off a ski lift, I'll be here recording with bandages around my neck. You're setting the bar real high there, Patrick.
It's true. That's a good point.
And I'm not here.
I'm dedicated to this show.
Yeah. Pig Farmer wrote a comment on the YouTube video, and he used apostrophes all willy-nilly just to get under my skin, and I almost didn't come
to work today.
All right, so page 28, 20 tricks for castle defense. This guy is in defense of castle defense because apparently the narrative here is that castles are obsolete in D&D because of magic. But spells like Earthquake and Disintegrate, it's real easy to just destroy a castle. And he argues apparently that that such high-level magic can be available to a siege army, such like that. And then he goes ahead and lists different ways to defend the castle from magic and other things too, and lay traps and stuff. So it's a pretty good list. It gives you a whole different sense of ways to defend your castle with magic and non-magic stuff. It's a pretty short article. It's only like 20 things, but it's a decent. If you're putting a castle in and you're looking to add some traps for D&D parties, I mean, it's a good article for that and such.
Yeah, it's nice and quick and easy, and gives you a lot of little pointers, and also gives you pointers of how you would actually get into a castle that doesn't have all these defenses, because it's like, oh yeah, you just walk right across the moat.
he highlighted the best one, which is if it works for them, it can work for you in the world. So he's like, well, if they're using magic, then the castle would have magic.
Oh yeah, I would think so.
If that's the world it's in. So he said, just start magic missiling the hell out of people. Even low-level magicians, magic users would be able to attack siege engines and stuff with magic missile. So.
And I think that he talks about lowering the moat 10 to 20 feet lower than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
In case someone tries to use water, then they'd still have to climb up to get to the...
Yeah. Yep, he's got a lot of little points. It's a fun little article, and it's worth it.
Perfect.
Fraser Sherman.
So that should be it for us for the article.
Jack, I got a quick one, but only this one's quick because it's in the letters. And it's a letter that says, "You stink." Come on, Jack, let me have this one. Page 6.
You stink letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It kind of goes with my editorial because it's another angry letter. But
I saw this. I think I saw this letter. What letter? What page is it on?
Page 6.
6.
Yeah. So this guy is really mad about, obviously, that the Dragon Magazine's all about AD&D and stuff, which a lot of people always are.
This was almost mine. Because it was. I think I'll let you go. I'll let you
No,
go.
no,
Never mind.
keep going. I'm just going to point out something else, but you go into why you think the letter's funny.
I think he nagged his way into the ad. I think at this point, there's so many people writing letters. He wanted to see Richard Shears wanted to see his name in Dragon Magazine.
You think he did on purpose?
I think so, because when you go into it, it seems outrageous that someone would write this and expect anything other than mocking and derision.
We're also
yeah, I just don't get it. Like, he complains about D&D, but you're reading a magazine that makes D&D by the same people that make D&D.
And it's also the biggest game in the world, and like obviously it's going to have more coverage. But it really goes on about riffs. Like, he's really obsessed with riffs. And he said something. What does he say about Kevin Spida, the guy who writes riffs, or Palladium guy, who by all accounts is a real asshole. Like, literally everybody hates him. Like, in the industry, he's just like hated. He'd sue the hell out of people about things, and he's a real jerk. And he's just like,
the Palladium guy. Yeah. Oh, the Palladium guy.
Oh, he's bad.
Don't even get started with the whole Robotech thing.
Oh, that was just later. Yeah, the Robotech Tactics where he screwed that up. But even before that, he sued people about like taking things from his games, and it's like, you didn't get, that's not original to you. It's like, anyways, he said. He said, I suggest you start helping an already hurting gaming world by giving credit where credit is due. Heck, if it wasn't for the genius of Kevin Ciambida, I probably wouldn't be role-playing today. I was like, this guy's really sucking his cock. But it's just so funny knowing that guy's a dick. That hey, look, I'm making a lot of enemies in this. But I think I'm not the only one making enemies with that guy. Everybody hates him. So...
Rift, whoever did the art for that was on point. I loved everything about the art of Rifts, but whoever this is, if you feel like, hey, I don't know, but
anyways, if you have a problem with Palladium games, please comment below. I know on our other show, if we even mention Robotech Tactics, there's there's like a outcry. People get mad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Then what would that other show be? If you just you can't just throw out that there's another show floating around out there.
That's true. It's the Mobile Armor Radio. If you want to check us out on the YouTubes.
Mobile Armor Radio. Is it about robots?
It's about robots and Robotech and BattleTech and all those kind of things.
Anything mecha.
And Transformers, because we had to make rules. So.
Okay. And if off the top of your head, what episode was I in?
God, don't ask me these questions.
I don't even know what episode we're in now.
I don't even know. Yeah. You're asking questions. What episode is this? I don't know. Jack, we don't know these things.
Jack was in 3 episodes ago, at least 3 episodes ago.
I don't think it was that long ago. I think was it March? I think it was March. It's a monthly show, by the way. We're in the 80s, I think, maybe?
If it was March, Mobile Armor Radio, MAR, which is the short form, the abbreviation that conventionally worldwide is used. So I would say that kind of synergy would work. That is how my life operates.
Okay.
Hey, I thought that would get a little better reaction than that.
I just don't know what you're talking about.
It's order. I'm talking about order, the way things should be.
You're in charge of this. I don't know what's going on anymore.
It's not like Tatooine around here. It should be. Okay. Pig Farmer was writing, hey, is this how you're supposed to use apostrophes? And it was apostrophes everywhere. And no, it's not. And you know it's not. In your heart of hearts, you know it's not. And you know what you're doing. You do.
You heard him. You heard him right deep down in his black, cold heart.
Well, you've made me admit that sometimes I peek at the comments when I get the message from Rob that says, hey, there's another comment on. And I go, I'm not looking. I'm not.
And you got hooked the one time.
And then you looked.
The slings and arrows of Pig Farmer. But anyways, I digress. I'm a fan of a used ink letter, and it might have even inspired me to let Pat have another one because, quite frankly,
I am done with articles.
Oh,
See?
Then I think it's time to go to ads.
It is ad time.
Ad time. Ad time. Now, we just did Rob's You Stink letter. Do we back to back Rob? Do Pat and I make an Eiffel Tower out of Rob?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. then Rob, what is your...
No. I thought we weren't going to me. Oh. I won't take the one I know is Pat's. Then we'll go to page 121. Because this one's like, what is this? Hot lead.
This is
Well, that was mine, so...
It is one of yours?
Not,
was
no, it's
mine.
not one of mine.
Yeah. I just don't. It's Hot Lead. It's from Steve Jackson Games. But my question is, miniatures, they're not just for breakfast anymore. That makes no sense.
But it piques the interest, doesn't it?
But what is it?
You can't get a more 90s ad. The blade-like outsides, the chrome
Vampire skull.
and it's got the
Was
what's
it
called?
Photoshop when you did the plasticize on Photoshop when it would make it like that?
Plasticize. That's at the top, and then you've got the metallic at the bottom. That blue lightning in the background. That is, as far as I'm concerned,
Peak.
peak. And I'm not being facetious. Sometimes I will do and say things about things that are not exactly true. I'm doing a bit sometimes. This is kind of peak.
Yeah. I was just like, what is this? That is such a weird tagline. And Steve Jackson Games. You're making miniatures now? I don't know. Is it? Is Hot Lead a miniature game? I don't know. It says miniatures. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Will we ever find out? I don't know.
A teaser ad that is a true teaser ad.
I guess the whole thing, they're not just for breakfast anymore, is purposely not, like, doesn't make sense, just so you talk about it. It worked.
Right. And
Well, it was an ad for a breakfast cereal or something else.
That would
I
make
forget
sense.
what it was.
I wonder what Alan Varney would say about it.
He probably said that he did it better back in
He's the one who
1985.
created breakfast.
Yeah.
So I told him to put a vampire skull on there, and there it was, right there on the ad.
He's an old-timey chimney sweep.
He is a Cockney chimney sweep, yeah, apparently.
Nice. Well, that was my first ad.
Oh, okay. Well, since that was also my ad, I'm going to go to Pat. And what is your ad?
Page 30.
Turdy.
This is my homage to Ratham since they are now sadly out of business.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point to bring that up. Recently, they just went out of
Pretty sad.
business. This is a Ratham back in the day, even in '92. They were kicking around, making color
They're
food
kicking around.
miniatures.
30 years later, they go out of business.
Yeah.
So,
30.
thank you, Ratham, for your products and your hard work.
Yes, they're a Canadian company.
I would say one of the greats too. Like, just they worked with everyone. They did
Yeah, famous designs, like their werewolves are like, that's what werewolves are now. Like the when what was that game that came out? They pretty much used the Ratham werewolves for the game, and yeah, they have some of their designs are pretty famous, and that it is just well known to look like them now. So it is. Look into them. I'm sure I think they're still selling off products, so you might be able to get some good deals on Ratham stuff.
Yeah. But they just recently showed their warehouse, and it's demolished. There's nothing left.
Yeah,
No more spinners, nothing.
it's crazy. It's the end of an era, but we salute you.
Okay, moment of silence for Ratham, and then well, I already
You have no more ads,
mine's
Jack?
already been taken. So I'm going to offer up. Do either of you have a second ad? Like just one. Do either of you have something you have to get out?
Pat, are you going to do page 50?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that was one of mine too.
You can debate you.
No, I got another one
got
too.
40.
You got more?
I have a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do this one together. Is the Dragon Quest. We talked about it ad nauseum already. 6 figures by Raul Partha. $7.20 value. That's what it was.
Well, first of all, what page?
I said 51. 50 and 51.
51. And
50 or 51.
secondly, I gave a centimeter, and you guys are taking a decameter. The two of you are lining up to do ads all day long. We got stuff
All
to
day
do.
long, all day strong.
There's a lot of good ads in here, though.
It's a double page ad, so it's annoying to look at, but it does have you can, on page 51, it does show the miniatures. They're just a little there, but you can see them. They look pretty nice. They are metal miniatures, but the game that never comes out, or if it comes out, it doesn't get much release.
Do you think these figures are made out of lead, full of vitamins and minerals?
Yes.
No,
No,
they're definitely not, because
white metal.
in the article I did, he did specify that they had to be lead free because his kids were going to be touching them, and he was well aware of the dangers of lead.
That's good. He's not like that other crazy guy who's all about lead. Yeah, I guess it says that the special edition has the free metal miniatures. I wonder if there ever was a non-special edition.
Yeah. If it never made it to another edition.
Yeah. I'm curious if this made it, like you said, you saw some for sale, so it does exist. So it does go into production, but not many were made. But anyways, that was Dragon Quest, not Dragon's Quest, Dragon Quest. We talked about it a lot already. So.
We should have named this Dragon's Quest.
Yeah, it would have made a sense, actually. That would make way more sense. We did argue about the name for a while, and I don't know why it came up. We ended up on that one because it's hard to say, maybe.
I think we were arguing, and then Pat just made a logo, and we were like, "Yeah, I guess so. We better."
No, that wasn't me.
Sounds like something he'd do.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it sounds something like totally what Pat would do. He is the control freak. Pat, oh, that was was that mine or yours? I can't remember who did that one.
It was yours. Let's go to page 41.
41. Al-Qadim.
Some 41.
Oh, they broke up too.
Small thing.
Wrong band.
Okay, I just want to point it out. Al-Qadim box comes out.
Al-Qadim.
Never played it, but I'm also very slightly curious about this world.
Arabian Nights.
Yeah, I'm just, none of my friends or any of my group had this box set, so it's not like I could even just browse through the books.
Yeah.
So I'm now, how many years later? 30 years later, I'm genuinely curious about it.
It's one of those things you always saw it, but I never knew anybody who played it.
Yeah.
Once again, I wonder what the distribution of this was. How much actually got into the wild before they gave up on all this stuff for Magic and for Spellfire.
I think quite a bit, because they put out quite a few source books for it.
Yeah. But how many? They didn't get multiple editions, though, I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. It was that first print run, and that was it. So that wasn't that much, right?
Yeah. I would assume that's what it was, too.
Yeah.
All right. I got one more.
I got one more also. Page 62.
What is going on here?
This one, I just want to say, this is for the Dark Sun video game, and I'm like, wow. Dark Sun just came out, and they already have a video game for it. They were on top of like their synergy. Yeah. Like they were like, we have this in the works.
SSI really put them out.
Yeah.
SSI really ran with their license with D&D and just
cranked
out the games. I mean, because they had such success with Pool Radiance and Eye of the Beholder and all those other games. They were sitting on top of the world, SSI, at that point.
Yeah, but I was just amazed how fast this stuff started popping up. So it's pretty impressive.
They must have given them just enough artwork. Start going. We're writing the manual. You're writing the game.
Yeah, this is the aesthetic. This is kind of the background. You don't need the rules, I don't think, because these games weren't based on the actual rules. They were just other than D&D rules.
They were based
I
on second edition.
But not actual Dark Sun. They didn't need any specific Dark Sun probably stuff. So they're just like, here's the setting. They just need the setting really. But yeah, pretty cool. Pat, what is your last one then?
Page 77.
77.
Horrified. The miniature game I never knew existed.
Yeah, alternate armies again. We've seen these guys before. I think they did a fantasy one, but this one definitely looks like a 40K kind of thing going on.
Yeah. So
the minute, like, it's a miniature game, and it looks like Legions of Steel, Paladins, like a sculpt. Legions of Steel's long time passing game. It's got just enough gothic. It's got I've never heard of it. I'd never seen it, but it's got everything you would need to make a small skirmish size game.
Well, Pat, you would know more about this, but it says it's a game of death or glory, street fighting in underground city. Doesn't it? Isn't there a 40K game that is exactly that?
Necromunda, yeah.
Yeah. So is Necromunda out by now? I assume it is.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think it
So
is.
they just stole it. But we do love the rip-offs of various things, and this is definitely rippier offier.
Is that Necromunda, or is that there's another one I think is like that. Like
I think there's a fantasy one too that's like that.
okay.
That was called Mordheim,
Mordheim, yeah.
but it wasn't underground.
Anyways, if you know what you were talking about, please comment below because this game ripped it off, whatever it is.
It's Necromunda. It's
Like underground reminds me of Sneaker Pimps. Remember Sneaker Pimps?
6 Underground.
All the small things.
You're gonna get us. You're gonna get us demonetized with that accurate singing of 6 Underground by Sneaker Pimps.
It's true. Yeah, we will get copyright struck in.
Struckened. I think that's it, guys.
Okay, well then that's it for this episode, and we pull back the curtain a little bit. Pat is in fact in a hospital right now, so we're going to do a back-to-back recording. Just in case. Everything should go well, but just in case,
I thought I was dark.
we don't want to do anything posthumous.
I mean,
So
because canonically, whenever you're talked about on the show, you die.
Oh no.
That's true. So we're going to do a back-to-back recording, so you have something in the hopper.
Luckily, we didn't get any code blues while we were recording either, so that's good.
Yeah.
Not for you, just generally, it didn't go over your
Just in
loudspeakers.
general.
Does it like here? If there's somebody dying, it goes over like the loudspeakers everywhere, and everybody runs for it.
It does, but there's no loudspeaker in my room. It's not
Oh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants with a private room with no loudspeakers in it. I had a guy puking next to me the whole time.
There you go. There you go. There's your free healthcare for you.
That is true.
You get what you pay for.
That is true. That is true. So anyways, for the Dragon's Tome, I've been Jack.
I'm a chopper.
And I'm Rob.
And thank you once again for listening to us, and come back next week to see who's alive.
Who survived?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's funny because it's true.